enjoy this red-tailed hawk training in action. Ladies and gentlemen, Tahoma.
在哪？
那老鹰。
哦，在那，你都看不见，只能看那里。它是会飞过来是吗？我只能拍那里。
你拍那里。
那里拍不到吗？它那个。
最大的拍不到。
不是，都拍的是人头。啊，现在可以。
你可以用那个稳定的那个。
稳定怎么弄的呢？
那个按钮，白色的。这个。
要一直按着还是什么？
对啊。
你去哪了？
And let's hear it for Tracy on the walkway and Mina on the island in the back. So did you guys see some of those similarities that I was talking about? Tahoma knows how to fly. It's just a matter of asking her to fly from one part of the amphitheater to another. That's a similarity to that targeting game. You start with short flights and get so far away from that destination that Tahoma is able to fly across this large pool of water. Also, that whistle, did you guys hear the whistle? Using that whistle to let Tahoma know she was doing a great job. With our belugas, we follow that whistle with maybe some splashing or a scratch on the head. With our hawks, we always follow that whistle sound with a nice juicy bit of mouse. You or I might not consider mouse to be a delicacy, but it serves as a great source of positive reinforcement. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a moment I'm sure you've all been waiting for. By a round of applause, how many of you here would like to meet the Pacific White-Sided Dolphins?
Good dolphin.
顶那个圈了是吧？
知道没？
Our trainers are making their way back into the exhibit with their buckets of food and their shapes. That once they're in position, they'll blow their whistles, letting the dolphins know it's time to get started. You can see this shape-finding game that you saw earlier on with the belugas. So now you can kind of see that this shape-finding game, really all this is a variation of the targeting game. Except the dolphins know the targeting game so well at this point that they can differentiate between the different targets that are placed in the water until they find that shape that is unique to them. With all of the training going along with setting animals up for success, we want to try and remove distracting elements from the amphitheater, which is why we do want to make sure that all of the dolphins find their shapes before moving forward with any sort of training games. That's going to be a way to set the animals up for success, because if a few of the dolphins are still swimming around looking for their shapes and we attempt certain types of training games, that's not going to be the best atmosphere. That's not going to be the best environment for the animals. We've always, with all the training that we do with all of the animals, it's always for their benefit. It's always to stimulate them and provide variety into their lives. And we want our dolphins, the dolphins that live here, to enjoy working with the trainers as much as the trainers enjoy working with them. A great way of nurturing the relationship between the trainers and the animals is by entering the habitat itself. On the island on the left, Susan, one of our trainers, has entered the habitat, and she's going to be working with some of the dolphins much more closely. She's now in their world, working with them from an eye-to-eye perspective. So I'm going to take a step back and let you enjoy Susan working with the dolphins from their world.
你可以拍那个，他们拍照。
whether it be through playful splashing or through playful touching. And I'm sure you can see just from the expression on Susan's face, the opportunity to work this closely with these incredible animals is a reward for our trainers as well. I've been talking a lot about how we train the animals, and I've been talking a lot about why we train the animals. And now it's time to start pulling all of that training together to highlight the incredible natural behaviors that these animals are capable of. For this next part, I don't have to say a thing, so let me take one more step back and turn things over to the Pacific white-sided dolphins.
根本没兴趣。大部分拍下来了。
Joining us for today's show. We hope you've enjoyed learning about how and why we train the animals here at Shed. As you exit the amphitheater, if you're looking for our 4D experience,